4 fastest and cheapest Madden 20 Ultimate Team coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, EasyMut.com. Use code VENOM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Untitled here, back in the video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my full West Coast offensive ebook. Now, I'm going to be going over formations like gun bunch, obviously the staple of the offense, but I'm also going to go over far tight slots, I form wing, I form tight, and single back doubles flex. Now, you run gun bunch for a pass heavy offense. Some personnel things I would like to mention out of the gun bunch is that you want a slot apprentice. He's going to be right here in the middle. You also want some fast receivers on the outside. Fortunately, with the Vikings here, we don't have too much speed. These are like 90 speed receivers. And I would also recommend getting an escape artist quarterback. Since I'm in practice mode, though, I am definitely limited. So you can't have an escape artist and a slot apprentice in practice mode. No team has that. So we're just going to be rocking out with Kirk Cousins here. But I do recommend having an escape artist quarterback. With that being said, let's go ahead and start out. And actually, for the first setup, what I'm going to do is just put a faster receiver in the slot for a one-play touchdown. I'm going to show you guys. Other than that, you want your slot apprentice in the slot. That's just why you want some other fast receivers, so you don't have to do subs like that. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and come out in stick. Let's just run that. And let's come out in a cover 3. This play is going to beat cover 3 very well, so let's just go ahead and do that. Now, all you're going to do is max protect. For these one-play touchdowns, you want the most time to be able to pass the football. You need a lot of time behind the line of scrimmage for those deep routes to develop. I'm also going to go ahead and put RB on a streak, and then you can just smart route beat. Now, since I do have a slot apprentice here, I could also just put him on a corner route. It doesn't matter, though. This corner route that is built in does perfectly fine. Also, what I'm going to do is just put X on a drag. You could also put him on a deep in route. Either one works. And then, just like I said, slide your protection to the right, double team this guy so that you're not pressured and that you're easily able to scramble out to the right. Even with Kirk Cousins, I want to move over to even that right hash just so I have the most time. Obviously, you guys see I am on the left hash mark. You want the most space with your bunch on the wide side. So with that, we're good to go. You could go ahead and motion Thielen out. You don't have to. So I'm just going to leave it regularly. And boom, you guys see Diggs right there in between. Now, the route did get bumped, which is why you guys see it didn't get that open. Also, Diggs isn't even that fast. He's like 91 speed. So keep that in mind that I am actually limited here. But again, let's try to get this thing going. Just put smart out B, streak RB, and put X on a drag. Double team, do all that slide stuff. I'm actually going to motion Thielen out just a step here and wait for that to develop. Pass lead all the way to the right, and you guys see Stephon Diggs getting over the top. Perfect, just like that. So I'll show you guys one last time here. Be on a corner, RB on a streak, max protect, double team, and you could actually leave the slant if you want. The slant is pretty decent. It's just like a one-step slant. It's pretty unique. You could keep it, like I said, if you wanted to. Again, my routes are getting bumped for some reason, but we're able to complete it. Usually that's going to be for a touchdown, but my routes are getting bumped, and I have a 90 speed receiver. So let's go ahead and head back to our play screen just so we can get Thielen at the slot here. Let's just do this. All right, we're good to go here. And let's just head out in our next play, which is going to be the deep corner. Now, deep corner is by far my favorite play out of the formation. It's actually going to beat cover 2 and cover 3 pretty well. So let's just go ahead and set that audible real quick. It's also going to destroy man coverage. It basically beats every defense in the game run correctly. So again, I'll start out in this cover 3 just so that we get this one-play touchdown out of the way, and then we can obviously head into our other setups. Now, the one-play touchdown is going to be very simple. I actually have 2 one-play touchdowns that I kind of want to run. First one being just put RB on a corner route. Like I said, slot apprentice, super important. B on a streak, max protect, and then you could just leave X on his like 15-yard in route, or you could smart out him, make it a little bit shorter. Again, you're going to double team this guy. What you're actually going to do with A, though, is put him on this special route called a delay fade. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know about this. If you run bunch, you probably do know about the delay fade. It is a super useful route, and it's just the ultimate bailout. I'll go over that a little bit later in the video, but it's always nice to have that. You might as well have that if you're blocking him anyway. But this is pretty much the basic setup. Just go ahead and snap the ball here, and you guys see Stephon Diggs is going to get wide open. You guys see there's way more space for this one-play touchdown than there was With the other one, it's simply just because we have our outside receiver on the streak rather than the slot receiver. That's why we have the extra space. Again, the setup, max protect, A on a delay fade, RB on a corner, B on a streak. I usually smart out X. He's like 13 yards. You just make him a little bit shorter and just put A on a delay fade. You can scramble out if you want a better angle. If you have dashing deadeye, that also helps. But we're going to be perfectly fine here with Kirk Cousins. There, the route did get bumped, so I'm just going to take RB. If your routes end up getting bumped like that, it's better to take the corner. Don't force the one-play touchdown. So again, RB on a corner, B on a streak, A on a delay fade, smart out X, block Y, double team this guy. And hopefully we can get a free release here. Usually the routes like there do get that free release, and you guys see Stephon Diggs wide open. We're just going to swerve catch there. And even with Stephon Diggs, he's not too fast. He's only 91 speed. If you get those 96 speed receivers in MUT, you can definitely tell a difference. And you can see that it'll get over the coverage way better. So I'll show you guys this one last time here. RB on that corner. If you don't know how to put him on a corner, it's just that D-pad to the right. Streak B, delay fade A, block Y, and smart out X. Double team this D end. And then usually I do like some weird click on him, just like clicking between these guys, and I snap the ball. For some reason I've seen that get like better free releases for the receiver. I'm not sure if that actually does anything, but I just do it, and boom. You guys see Stephon walk into the end zone with that one-play touchdown. Now it's going to take us to our next one-play TD. What I'm actually going to go ahead and do here is I'm actually going to run pretty much the same exact setup. We only have a couple of other things that I'm going to do. Again, I'm just going to start out with a max protect. I'm still going to put RB on a corner now. A lot of times your opponent's user, you will see them follow the bunch side. They're going to follow the corner out a ton, which is kind of why we're doing this. This corner out is basically just bait. So I'm just going to put RB on a corner. Hope his user is most likely going to follow it, and then all you're doing is just put X on a comeback. Now, you guys will see why I do that in a moment. And also, you might as well just put A on delay fade as well, in case, let's say he runs a cover 3 with deep halves, and you were rolling out on the left, you can't really hit the corner out, you could still hit that bailout with the delay fade. So this time I am double teaming to the left, just so I'm able to scramble out, get a better angle on the football. And let's go ahead and snap the ball here. Try and roll out. You guys see Stephon Diggs wide open, easily able to complete this pass and actually get into the end zone. So that comeback route is going to be very good to pull down that outside third on the left side. There's no chance of them getting back, and Stephon Diggs, even though he is a little bit slow, he's still able to get over the top of the defense on that post, which is why this play is so deadly. You guys see I've actually forgot to put him on that comeback route. We actually do end up completing the pass, but with a click on that would have been an interception, so that was my fault. Just put him on this comeback, max protect, double team. This is the full setup once again. And this play, like I said, this play is so deadly just because you are able to run it from either hash of the field. Look how open Stephon Diggs is. And I'm not sure why Kirk Cousins actually isn't passing the ball as far as I would have, but it is perfectly fine. Usually maybe when it's because I'm not getting out of the pocket, but one last time though, the setup, RB on a corner, A on a delay fade, and X on a comeback. Like I said, you guys see I'm running this on the short side just so that the post is a little bit, it's way faster developing. If I was to run this on the wide side, I would need a lot more time for this route to develop. So you guys see, easily able to complete this pass. Again, Kirk Cousins is like giving me some terrible pass leading. It's whatever though. Pocket passers in this game just do not pass lead well. I'm not sure what it is about him, but anyways, I'm going to show you guys just, it's just a classic setup. You kind of want to roll out. This is great for people sending 7. Just run basically the same thing. Smart out X, just put RB on a corner and B on a streak. This is basically the same as our one play touchdown. You're just going to try to roll out and hit this corner out. It's going to get over the top of a ton of zones. You guys see right there. Boom. Your opponent's almost going to be forced to user it. I also recommend if you are using this slot apprentice, make sure that you use route technician or post elite. That is basically just going to give him, make sure that he can't get man pressed. If he doesn't have those, he can get man pressed. I've seen it happen to Moss. Again, here's the setup. Just double team that guy. A on a delay fade, X on a deep in. I'm actually going to hit X here. You can just roll out like this. Press A for him to release, and then hit him usually end up picking up like 10-15 yards, and your opponent's just never going to see it using, especially if he's on the sideline using a corner out or something. Now I'm inaudible to a cover 2. It doesn't only beat cover 3, it's going to destroy cover 2 and man coverage. So we're running the same setup here. You're just going to roll out. Make sure you don't throw it too predeterminedly. Wait for him to get over the top of the zone, and then you can pass lead that up. Hit him on the sidelines for like a 30-yard gain. I'll show that look one more. But I can just go to this. Whenever you're struggling out a bunch, you might try to run some other stuff. You can always go back to this play. It's such a bread and butter. I'm accidentally in cover 3 here. Still able to complete the pass though. So I'll show it one more time out of cover 2, and then we'll get into some other plays. Boom. Roll out to the right here. Even though he does get bumped, you guys see, he's still getting wide open. We actually were able to even get a better angle on that with the swerve catch. So that's going to take us to our next play, mesh post. Now, mesh post is going to absolutely kill cover 2. It is super good, and people, like I said earlier in the video, people are always using on the right side against bunch. They're using against the bunch side, I should say. Now, for mesh post, you're going to want to run the bunch on the wide side once again. And really, the route I want to key in on is Dalvin Cook right here on this wheel route, as well as obviously Stephon Diggs. He's on that good post. Now, this wheel route is going to get open against a ton of coverages. All you have to do is low ball, pass lead that to the inside. And what I like to do is I typically don't like to send 5 routes on the field. I feel like the sheds are too insane off the edge. So what I do is I just block my tight end, and I'm going to put X on an out route and RB on a hitch. Now, this is basically just, this out route is going to open up the wheel route a little bit more, make sure that the cloud flat doesn't play it. And this hitch route to post route is going to be a high-low read, simple little concept. So also what I do is I actually have 2 slot apprentices. So sometimes the outside guys right here, you could put them on a post just to get a cleaner route. You don't have to though. So let's just go ahead and snap the ball here. Boom. Rolling out, and you guys see A is going to get wide open over the top. Now, that vert hook actually did do a pretty good job against it. So let's see if we can get it against a cover 3. I'm not sure why it actually played that. Oh, I'm in the wrong play. As I throw it off the offensive lineman's head. Excuse me for that. You guys will see probably a couple of times in this video. I'm going to just come out in the wrong play. I'm going to have to audible every time though. I don't want to have to go to the play screen, if that makes any sense. So here is the play against cover 3. You guys see. Boom. Wide open. It's just going to destroy it. Now, the vert hook, like I said, actually did do a pretty good job against cover 2. So if you really wanted to open it up, something you could do is simply just motion RB over. That's just going to occupy the vertical hook pretty much, or it should at least. Just motion him over, motion snap him right about there. Oh shoot, I accidentally threw that to RB, but he was still open. So it actually is, I'm not sure why I said it was good against cover 2, but this is actually bagging it. So, but against cover 3, against tons of other plays, it should just be wide open. Just low ball, pass lead to the inside. You could even throw a classic bullet pass. I'm actually going to try to hit the post route here, see if we can get it open. Boom, wide open. So you guys are just going to see this post route is actually going to get open against cover 3 a little bit more than cover 2. That middle third does a relatively good job of covering the post route. So again, set up our play. You guys see he actually did get open there, but unfortunately we got pressured. So that's pretty much it for the mesh post. I only really run one setup. If you want, occasionally you could just come out here and run it stock, end up getting a flat route open, maybe a drag route, or even open up that post route. But usually when I go against mesh post, a lot of times also they're going to be using those vertical hooks. This is just the CPU, so keep that in mind. But this is basically the only setup I use. Like I said, if you want, you could just put RB on that drag. But pretty decent play. It's not as good as it was in past years, but I still think it is a cornerstone of the offense. Anyways, let's go to the next play, sweep. This is going to be the only run play you're going to run the ball out of. Sweep, usually what I do is just motion out that outside receiver and open it up. Look at how great these blocks are developing. It always seems you're always one block away from a touchdown, or you actually end up getting like 20-yard gains. So again, I'm just motioning Diggs out. Boom, look how much space I have. Even cutting it upfield, I'm picking up 4 or 5 yards rip. You will definitely take that. And usually a lot of bunch players just run sweep just to get to a hash mark. If you come out in the middle of middle of the field, that's not what you want. You want to get to a hash mark, you can do that. Typically, I like to cut my sweeps upfield rather than cut them to the outside. The blocking just develops better, but like you see right here, I actually was able to get to the outside, pick up a decent gain of yardage. So relatively overpowered run. Actually, it's very good against like those stacked boxes, especially 3-4 odd, 3-4 bear. I've seen it have success against. Big dime 1-4-6. I don't think it's very good against it. Actually, I've had decent success against 1-4-6. It's just a very it really depends. You're either gonna hit the touchdown or you're gonna get blown up in the backfield. So keep that in mind. But sweep, it's definitely good to catch people off guard. People might just be sending 3. They're in a pass defense. You can catch them off guard with a sweep, pick up 10 yards. So I'm not gonna talk about it for too long though. That's pretty much it. Here, verticals. I actually don't really run verticals relatively that much this year. When I do run it, it's usually to beat man coverage with this wheel route, so that's actually what I want to show. So let's just come out and overstorm brave. I'm going to go ahead and respot the ball here. Make sure your bunch is on the short side for this beater. So here I'm just going to audible to a overstorm brave in verticals. Obviously you're going to max protect if you know people are sending pressure. And usually what I do is just put X on a slant and RB on a post. Something like this. You should have, if he's going to use the wheel 9 times out of 10, your post route will be open. If not, if worst things comes to worst, your slant should be open, but he's pretty much going to have to pick one. So I'm just going to actually double team that guy just so he gets picked up. Boom, RB wide open. I'm not sure why that safety was actually on like who he was even covering, but that was kind of weird. The wheel would have been wide open. So let's just put A on a spy just so that he doesn't play that back. So again, RB on a post, a max protecting, X on a slant, and we're good to go. A lot of people like to motion the wheel route. I actually kind of prefer to let it develop on its own. I feel like you get a better break on it, and I feel like you get more separation overall. That might just be me personally. I've had more success running like that rather than the motion. The motion seems to get bagged by man press a little bit more. So again, I'm just putting RB on a post, max protecting, and X on a slant. See if we can hit RB here. Throw it on break. Dang, he actually matched up. So if you want, you can put an X on a drag so that doesn't happen. Or you could even, against that man coverage look, what you could go ahead and do, just motion in Johnson, put him on a hitch, and you could definitely have great success doing that. These hitches kill man coverage. Not sure if you guys know that, but that's basically the look. Snap our ball, and boom, I could lob past this. Look how much separation he has, and we are easily able to take that to the crib. So verticals against cover 2, I'm pretty sure it should get open. We'll see. What I like to do is just put RB on a streak if I'm trying to open up this wheel route, and I might just put RB on a streak, block A, X on a drag. Again, just a max protect setup. You could put X on a slant. We're really trying to open up Stephon Diggs. I probably should have motioned him also there. But you guys see, just throw that over the top of the cloud flat. Cloud flats are actually playing pretty deep, so you could try to put X on a slant. You could also put like RB on a zig if you want him to attack the flats immediately. He could get open on that. So again, you could just run something like this. You could actually put A on a streak if you want. If you don't want the max protect look, you just run X on a smart out in route as well. So you have the zig, wheel, streak, and in route. I'm actually going to motion out Diggs just so he gets over that cloud flat a little bit more. We're in cover 3, I think, right here. So that was the wrong defense. I had the zig route wide open. Obviously, just forced that pass. I gotta love setting up an entire play and then being in the wrong defense, but here we go. A on a streak, RB on a zig, smart out, X on an in route, and we are good to go. Motion Diggs out. Just a couple of steps. You want to motion snap him, and he should easily get over there. That zig route definitely does make a huge difference, as well as the streak sort of opening up that safety just so that he doesn't play completely to the outside. I'll show you guys that one last time. Oh, that's the wrong play. Alright, RB on a zig, A on a streak, and X on a smart in route. Max protect, or not max protect, block your running back obviously, and motion Diggs out. pass lead that to the outside, and you can swerve catch, get a better possession catch animation. So that's going to go ahead and do it for our verticals. Now, I might try to show you guys one last setup out of this wide receiver post if I can. I'm not sure if I actually I don't know if I have a fast enough receiver for this, but we will see right here. This is going to be another cover 3 beater. It's just out of wide receiver post. I'm actually going to respot the ball here. Typically, I like to run my bunch on the right side for this setup, especially with a right-handed quarterback. But basically, the only thing you have to do is smart out X and put RB on a corner route. Now, I actually like to leave the crosser for this setup, just in case he uses that deep post. You can hit the crosser or the corner route. Again, we're double teaming this guy right here. Roll out to the right, pass lead all the way to the right side. You guys see Diggs actually did get open there, but it would be way more open if you have a faster receiver. Keep that in mind. I'll show you guys one last time here. Again, smart out X, RB on a corner, double team this guy. You already have a max protect stock, so you don't have to really worry about that. Snap the ball here, roll out to the right with Kirk, and just pass lead that all the way to the right side. You guys see, if your receiver's fast enough, you should easily be able to get that separation on the single high safety. Alright, so that's going to go ahead and do it for our gun bunch setups. Actually, I'm going to show you guys that red zone play really quickly here. Just a play I like to run from the 4-yard line. I'll just go over it a couple times really quickly. I do want to move into the other formations. I know I've been talking about bunch for 20 minutes, but the play we're running is spacing. Spacing is a very underrated play out of the bunch. Obviously, I really only run it in the goal line. Let's just actually call it random zone coverage, because people run cover 2 a lot. Basically all you're going to do for this setup is just motion Diggs in, put him on a hitch route, and then you have RB on a hitch, B on this sort of outside hitch, and A on a hitch. Now, I know there's a different spacing where this tight end actually gets a better route. Unfortunately, this one is not as good. So you guys see, RB's wide open. You could easily hit him right there. Now, usually X and B are going to be open on those low balls. I'm not sure. I feel like we're just getting match coverage here, but it is what it is. Again, I'm just motioning Diggs in, putting him on a hitch route. There you guys see B, wide open. He's in a perfect spot on that hitch route. It always gets open. A lot of times his user is just clueless. He has no clue. He's probably expecting something completely different, because you never really run spacing unless you're in this situation. So again, just come out here. RB is just wide open again. Usually RB is not wide open in the middle of the field, but I mean, if his user isn't defending him, you could obviously hit him. So that's going to do it for our gun bunch and mostly our passing. I'm just going to go over far tight slot right here. Basically, the only play I run out of this is fullback dive. Make sure that you sub your running back there, otherwise you're going to have somebody super slow. So I'm just going to put Cook there. You can put your backup running back there. If you want, you could mess with the dive a little bit, but usually I only run fullback dive. Also, make sure that since Kirk is a right-handed, you want the run to be on the right side. Let's just go against 4-4. I guess that's sort of a stack formation. I'm actually going to respot the ball again here. But far tight slot is great for 3rd and 1, 4th and inches, all those types of plays. I know that for some weird reason I've noticed about this play is that when you come out in it, you look at the play art, it's actually going to show you guys that it's running in on the left. Don't be fooled. It's literally just the opposite. It is on the right. But look at these. I'm getting 5 yards without being contacted. Keep in mind, this is a stacked box. I can go ahead, pinch the defense as well. You might think, is that going to make a difference? It's not. These blocks just develop super well. There's just one instant block shed away from me actually taking that for 10 plus. So this fullback dive is super good. Like I said, this is a great red zone play. If you have a super fast running back, he's able to get great pursuit. I run it on the goal line along with goal line fullback dive. Those are my 2 goal line runs. Then I just showed you guys my goal line pass. So every once in a while, while I'm waiting, if my receivers get tired while I'm running bunch, I just head into the far tight slot, run a fullback dive. Your players will get back to full stamina. You guys see 5 yards of carry is not bad as well. Set yourself up for those 2nd and 5s. But not too much for this far tight slot formation. I did upload a full video on that. If you guys want to go check that out, you're more than welcome to. All these near formations aren't too good. You have strong close, which is decent. I'm not going to go over it. I have a full video on that as well. If you guys want to go check that out, just search Venom Fire Strong Close. It should show up. But I don't personally run Strong Close out of West Coast, so I'm not going to go over it. Simple as that. Now, I'm going to go over I-form tight here. Tight, it's actually perfect. We have dive, stretch, power O. Those are the only 3 plays you need out of an I-form tight. I personally run stretch the most. Now, I know none of these plays have my play calls just because I am on a different account for this video. Now, unfortunately, I'm not able to come out in like a run defense because I am in 4-3. So I'll just come out in like a 4-3 over type look. But these runs will work against 3-4 odd. Now, the way that I run stretch is that I'm going to go ahead and flip the run to this left side. And I'm just going to motion Thielen over just so we get sort of a motion block. Snap him right about there. You guys see the blocks are going to develop super well for you. This works against even some of the best run defenses that I've gone against. And you guys see, I'm just going to take these to the crib pretty much every rip. Obviously, we all know I-form stretch is super overpowered. And if you want to run West Coast to run the ball, I don't think you might not be making a mistake. But I personally throw the football. I don't run the ball too much. So again, you can just sit here. Oh, should have been a touchdown as well. I just bumped into my O-lineman, but this is by far the best way to run stretch in my opinion. You could obviously just snap, run to the strong side, and you will have tons of success. After all, it is the best play in Madden 20. Or should I say Run Simulator 20, but you could also flip the play, do all this stuff. He actually got an instant shed there, but perfectly fine. You guys all know how to run stretch. Show you guys one last time. Just motion Thielen over. A lot of times when you're motioning, flipping your run, your opponent is going to be super annoyed. I know I get annoyed when people do that, but you could even run this to the other side and still pick up a handful of yardage. That's pretty much it if you want. So it from our stretch. I know you guys might have a couple of other setups you have, but I don't really run stretch too much. Halfback ISO, what I like to do for this halfback dive is just motion Thielen in, snap the ball. There's no reason you need people on the outsides to run a halfback dive unless you plan on bouncing it outside. Usually I just like to pound it up the middle, pick up your 5 yards. Unless he runs like a 3-4 odd stacked box setup. But you guys see, look at how much space I have to run the ball. It's kind of embarrassing, but obviously, like I said, I'm not in a run defense. This is just classic 4-3. It is still a relatively stacked box, but for halfback ISO, you also might want to snap him on the left just to give your opponent like the same look as a stretch. I'm not too big of a fan of running the ball. I don't know all these weird flip motion concepts as much as someone who might run the ball more does, but this is pretty much just all the ways that I run I-form tight. This power O also, I'm going to go over that, is a very unique run. The blocks develop on it super well. I don't think people use power O enough. You could get blown up in the backfield, but you could also pop it up for a touchdown. You can just come out here, snap the ball. Look how much space I have to the outside right there. Just easily able to pick up tons of yards. You could obviously come out, run power out to this wide receiver side as well. Look at how much space I have up the middle. So power O, super underrated run. I don't think people run it as much. I think people are more focused on just stretch or just dive, but this power O definitely can be a great concept. Just use a little bit of patience right there, and you are good to go. Now, passing the football, I'm not going to show any passes. If you're passing the ball out of I-form in West Coast offense, something is wrong with you. But I guess you could maybe make some concepts if you have Hot Route Master. Like I said, I'm not going to go over any passes. Let's just get into I-form wing now, the counterpart to I-form tight. Now, like I said, I know there's some way you could like audible from an I-form tight to an I-form wing, get like a motion blocker. I don't know any of that stuff, but I'm just going to set my audibles. Weak ISO and stretch alert X looky. Actually, there is a regular ISO. I don't know why they have a weak ISO and an ISO in the same formation, but it is whatever. So basically, I'm just running stretch and dive out of this. You have a power O alert smoke if you want to run that. But again, it's going to be a ton of the same concepts. I don't really want to go over this too much. You guys all know how to run stretch, how to run dive, but again, basically I just have a different I-form or halfback ISO setup. When I'm running ISO, what I like to do is just motion Irv Smith over, just make the formation symmetrical. So you can either cut it left or right. Here you guys see I'm able to cut that left. Pick up great gain of yardage. In practice mode running the football, I'm going to pick up a great gain of yardage anyways, but still super solid runs right here. And it is very overpowered that one of the best passing offenses has these two great formations, because other playbooks like the Saints, which is what I use, one of my favorite playbooks, it only has I-form close, which is way worse than these I-form wing, I-form tights. So making this playbook having all these great runs super overpowered in my opinion. Like I said, I don't really go to these I-forms unless I absolutely can't move the ball on him. If he's just big dime 1-4-6ing you to death, just come out here and run I-form wing. Now, again, I'll just show you guys a couple more times. I don't really run motion. If you want to throw off your opponent running stretch, you could motion Irv Smith over. Oh, you're running dive? Nope. Cut it inside. Just some simple stick work right there. And that's pretty much it for I-form wing. I know if you're more passionate about running, you might not have fun listening to me talk about this. I don't have fun talking about the run, but let's get into a formation I have a little bit more fun running. This single back doubles flex. Basically, I'm just going to run stretch and dive out of this as well. It's just going to be more spread out, a little bit more things you can do. I also kind of want to go over PA deep in, but more so just stretch and dive. Again, I'm going to set up just classic formation. Now, the great thing about this is that you can't actually audible the gun bunch. Makes this formation super useful for when people are coming out in like big dime 2-3-6, Sam, or big dime 1-4-6. They're spreading everybody. They have nobody in the middle of the field. Boom, you just simply audible. You might think, oh, it takes forever to audible. Nope, it takes like 6-7 seconds off your play clock to audible. You catch them in a look, and then you can easily just snap the ball and pick up like an instant 10 yards. Audibling down is such an underrated thing that I don't think like pro players or those people do enough. They just try to fight the formation. You're not going to win fighting big dime. Eventually, you're just going to get shedded. You might pick up a first down, but it's going to be very difficult for you to move the football on it. Audible down, make life way more easier on yourself. And this stretch is actually very good. I've had a ton of success running this stretch. Even against like run defenses, it picks up great yardage. A lot of people try to baseline stack the box. If they do baseline like this, then your run to the right should be open. You could even still run this to the left, and he's going to get picked up. Boom, jukebox inside. Super overpowered formation. I actually kind of prefer running stretch from these spread out formations, just because I feel like it's so dependent on stick work. It's a little bit more user skilled rather than running I-form stretch, but that's just me personally. Like I said, I do have more fun running it. If you're running dive, what I like to do is motion this guy in. Now there can be a tell, so you could also do it when running stretch, but it's super easy to cut to the outside when you motion that wide guy out. You guys see the blocks just develop very well to that side. So again, just motion in. Boom, snap the ball, and he's actually going to get glitched out there, but we're still able to cut it up the middle. Halfback dive, halfback stretch. Y'all know the deal. But boom, let's say you come out in doubles flex, you catch him in a run defense. You could easily audible the bunch, quickly catch him off guard, and maybe even hit him with a one-play touchdown. Here he is in cover 3, so I could hit him with this one-play touchdown, and we do. So boom, that's a perfect example of me audibling actually back up there. Usually I'm audibling down. Usually I'm just coming out in bunch every play, because I think it's easier for me to catch them in a pass defense and run the ball on them rather than trying to pass the ball in a run defense. They could still adjust out of that, play bend but don't break. But this stretch dive combo is going to be very difficult for your opponent to stop. He's not going to know which one. And if he's trying to pinch the D-line, fill the box, you could obviously just stretch him out. Now, PA deep in is like the only pass. They have like a couple of barber dots. Now, what I mean by that is just like bomb dots. So the seam route with Thielen is going to get open against cover 3 every play, no matter what. Even if you shade to the inside, just pass lead inside, possession catch. Works like a charm. You also have this post route. Now, what I like to do for my setup is I just block RB and put X on a drag. High-low read between the post and this drag. Make a decision. Here, the drag's wide open, and you'll pick up decent yards. Passing the ball out of a run formation like this, you can't expect to pick up 20 yards at a time. You could also do something like this. If you do, have a slot apprentice, I would recommend putting him in the slot again. Just put Theon on the corner route, you still have the post, and then put B on a backside drag. High-low, we have a high-low read, and then we also have Y that's going to get open against a lot of coverages. There we get the worst animation of all time. Actually, could be considered the best animation when throwing in the middle of the field, but getting that set up, just B on a drag, block RB, X on a streak, and Y on the corner. Try to move over to this wide side, and boom, easy dot. So, like I said, that's pretty much the only pass play that I run out of this doubles flex. And yeah, it's actually going to go ahead and do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for some more Fire Madden 20 content in the future. Links will be down below in the description. Follow me on Twitter. Make sure you guys go check that out. I also have a TikTok, VenomFireYT on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram, VenomFireYT. And Twitter is just VenomFire. So with that being said, peace. I'm out of here.